So let's get into some MVP talk. And SGA is my MVP. Y'all know my criteria. I value defense and offense. So I'm going to measure your offensive value. I'm going to measure your defensive value. And both of those things should be leading to team success in the way of wins ultimately, but also in the way of where your team ranks at what you provide for the team. So if you provide, like say for instance, in the case of SGA, he's leading the league in scoring, right? If he was leading the league in scoring, and then I look at where your team ranks in scoring and it's like 15th, and then I look at your record and you like in the 5th seed, then your scoring don't mean a hill of beans to me because it's not propelling your team to greatness in the way of wins or in the way of how well your team scores, right? But that's not the case for OKC. They're the number 1 seed in the West. They're 11 games in front of the team behind them. So they're dominating the win column. And if I can look at what they rank it offensively, let's see. See what they rank it offensively. I think that'll tell us a story. NBA team rankings. All right, let's see. Why they showing me WNBA? Oh man. All right, so season leaders. OKC is a top 5 team offensively as far as points are concerned and scoring. And then if you look at Jokic, he provides scoring as well, and they're top 3 in scoring, and he provides assists, and they're number 1 in assists. So that checks out for me, right? So what Jokic does offensively and what SGA does offensively checks out. They both get that box for offensive value, right? That checks out for me, right? Then you get the defensive value, what they provide defensively, and OKC is ranked very high defensively, and SGA is a leader on the defensive end as well. And we all know Jokic struggled like a big dog defensively, despite the 2 steals he averaged a game, which I don't know how he gets them, but it's almost like if a police officer is supposed to provide me protection in my neighborhood and he's not doing it, like you're wearing the uniform, you're wearing the badge, and I run to you for help, and you was like, no, I can't really help you with that, but I can bake you some cookies. Like I might like those cookies, but it's really confusing to say that you're here for my protection and you're not protecting me, but you can provide me cookies. That's how I feel about Jokic being a 7-footer that's supposed to be the last line of defense and supposed to protect the rim, block shots, impede drives and stuff like that. You're supposed to be an enforcer down there. But he was like, I can't provide you rim protection, but I can get you 2 steals a game. Well, I don't care about them steals. I want you to block shots. I want you to stop people from getting to the rim easily. I want to stop giving up these points like this. How about you do that? And he can't do it. So he's a police officer with a badge that can't protect the neighborhood, but he can bake cookies, right? So, so that's basically what he is. So don't brag about the 2 steals he get. Can he stop his man? Can he stop another center that can score? Can he stop dribble penetration and points at the rim? He cannot, right? So yes, he doesn't get the check in the box defensively for me, and they both get the check in the box for team success. But who has more team success? SGA. So they both check off the box offensively. SGA checks it off defensively, and then he has more team success. It's an easy pick for me for SGA for MVP, right? Well, why am I saying all that? SGA, he's not just the MVP. I think he is a candidate to be the face of the league. I think he should be. I think he carries himself properly the right way. I think he got a lot of marketability, and he looks the part. He says the right things. Like when he talk, it reminds me of how Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant handled themselves in press conferences, right? So after he beats the Denver Nuggets, not this last game because they lost the last game, but the game before, the front end of the back-to-back against Denver, they asked him about the same thing that they asked LeBron about before, about this face of the league thing. And I love his answer to that, man. This is what he said. Well, what you're going to hear first is LeBron's response, and then you're going to hear SGA's response to what LeBron said.
I mean, it's unfortunate, but like, I don't know why do you want to be the face of a league when all the people that that cover our game and talk about our game on a day-to-day basis on everybody. You have that responsibility. It's just weird. It's weird energy from the people that I don't know.
I want to go back to the LeBron comments. I feel like why would anybody want to be face of the league because of mainstream NBA coverage and because it's stars are so scrutinized and it's just this really scrutinized position to be face of the league. I just wonder what you think of that, and if you maybe share that idea.
Me personally, I don't care to be scrutinized, so that type of thing, like, it doesn't bother me at all. I think of my game however you want to think about it. For me, it's about winning basketball games. All the other stuff that comes with the NBA, I put on the back burner. I guess he feels like that way, but personally, me, like, I don't care. I don't care to be scrutinized. I don't care to be praised. I do this thing to win basketball games and ultimately to try to hoist the trophy. Hoist the trophy. And if I don't do that, then it's a failure, and I work at it again, and I try again next year. That's all that goes through my brain, and all the other stuff is fluff for the clouds.
I love the answer. I don't care about that face of the league stuff. It is what it is. If he's basically saying if it was me and everybody's trying to scrutinize, I'm not running from no scrutiny because I don't pay attention to that. I don't care about it. My image is not something that I'm trying to I don't know, I'm trying to upkeep. Like LeBron really cares about his image. He really cares about what people say about him and all this stuff. And for the most part, most people, especially ball players, care about what they say. We all were sensitive at some point because we use that sensitivity to actually drive us to do great things. Michael Jordan would hear someone write something about him in the paper and say he couldn't beat the Cleveland Cavaliers, and he wouldn't say nothing. But as soon as he beat the Cleveland Cavaliers, the first thing he was saying is, "What those writers that said we weren't gonna be able to do this?" Right? So they're all sensitive, they all care, but it's just about how you respond to it. And what he's saying is, look, I'm not gonna trip about it. You say you don't like my game, you say I'm not performing, and you say you don't like the way I do X, Y, and Z. That's fine. I'm just go hoop. I'm just trying to win. I like the attitude. I like the way he talk. That's Kobe type talk. That's Mike type talk, right? So you got a lot of people when you listen to them talk, when you listen to Kyrie talk, when you listen to Kawhi talk, when you listen to SGA talk, you can tell the type of people who studied the Mamba. And then when you hear people like Luka talk, and I don't know what the hell Paul George be saying, but when you hear these dudes talk, man, you can tell they studied the king. I mean, the stuff that they be saying, oh man, I don't want to be the face of the league. Oh, the fans talk too much. The media talk about us and blah, blah, blah. Like, you don't hear that from Kobe, Mike, Kyrie, Kawhi, SGA. You don't hear that from them. But just listen to it. It's a difference. I want you to think about when you hear these all-stars and these superstars talk, I want you to think about who they're modeling themselves out of. the blueprint of Michael Jordan and Kobe or the blueprint of LeBron? It's very plain to see that weak stuff that Anthony Edwards said. I mean, like when they open their mouth, they're just stupid. Like Draymond Green, Lord have mercy. He ain't learned nothing from the dudes that came before him. He barely even respect them. Barely even respect them, right? He might lip service and say he do, but it comes out. He barely respect them, right? Look what side of the fence he's on. The Clutch Sports LeBron side. They have no respect for what came before them, right? So Draymond, Steph, I'm the best point guard of all time. Who top me and Magic? You just go bypass Isaiah and Oscar. You think you that nice? Just bypass Oscar and Isaiah and just disrespectfully, me and Magic at the top. Yeah, it's got to be me. That's what he said. Yeah, I'm the best. What? Magic had to come out and set him straight. Well, when you get 5 Finals MVPs and 5 MVPs, league MVP, you come talk to me. I got 5. Come talk to me then. When you had the most assists in the playoffs in history, come talk to me. Things like that. You got to slap him a little bit, right? He really said that. Draymond really said he's the best defender of all time. He really think the Golden State Warriors that won 73 games could beat the Bulls that won 72 games. And they couldn't even they couldn't even daggone run. Like, you won 73 games, lost 9 games in the regular season, and then you lost 9 in the playoffs. But here it is, the Bulls, they lost 8 games. They lost 10 games in the regular season and probably only 3 games in the playoffs. But y'all can beat them. But that's how they think, right? LeBron. Don't nobody want to be the face of the league. Anthony Edwards. There was no good players back then except Jordan. JJ Redick. They were all plumbers. Larry Bird wasn't a great 3-point shooter because his percentage was low. Which is funny because the shooter that they say the greatest shooter of all time is not even in the top 10 in 3-point percentage. Did y'all know that? Did y'all know Steph Curry wasn't even? As a matter of fact, Seth Curry has a higher 3-point percentage than Steph Curry. So when JJ Redick says something dumb like that on First Take and says, Larry Bird is not a great 3-point shooter. His percentage was only blah, 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 blah. And you say that because his percentage was low, he's not a great 3-point shooter. But then you say the best shooter of all time is not even top 10 in 3-point percentage. Make it make sense. Right? But this is the type of people that just notice all the people that say the dumb stuff are connected to LeBron some type of way. And the people that say the stuff that we really respect are following the Mamba mentality, the blueprint of Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. Those people. I mean, it's just insane, man. It's just insane, man. So those are my thoughts on SGA. I love what he said. I'm not gonna open the phone lines up for this. I'm gonna get to my last topic. I do see a comment down here, X-Man. You know what's funny? After saying that dumb statement, and Anthony Edwards later called MJ begging for advice on how to handle double teams because he couldn't do it. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy, man. Terrence said, you want to use percentage when it fits you, but when we bring up LeBron has a better 3-point percentage and field goal percentage than both MJ and Kobe, y'all say numbers and stats don't matter. I think it's very important, and this is why it's really important to have these conversations with people who can have the conversation in good faith, and then people who are also ball players, and then people who are also honest and smart. Right? Because I hate when I have to detangle some thought that you got in your head that I have to detangle this because me saying JJ Redick said that Larry Bird wasn't a good 3-point shooter because of his percentage, and me mentioning that they all regard Steph Curry as the greatest shooter, but his percentage is below the top 10, close to top 20, is contradictory. That's not saying that I use percentage to form opinions. Obviously, I don't. If Larry Bird don't have a high 3-point percentage, and I think Larry Bird is a great 3-point shooter, obviously I don't use percentage. So I gotta detangle your misunderstanding, and it really just takes away from having a basketball conversation, because I feel like I have to teach like basketball and common sense at the same time. Like that gets very tiresome, where you're teaching common sense and basketball. You talking to somebody who don't have common sense and don't know basketball, and they're trying to argue with you. That stuff be real tiresome. That's as a matter of fact, you don't even know what to say. Look at you. I know what to do though. That's what I do. Goodbye, sir. Find another channel. Right? I don't like idiots. I bid you a good night forever.